Yes, and I am King Leo Picasso. Now today we will be going over our top 10 picks for the Women's United States Championship. Now, this marks history as the first women's mid-card title on the main roster. We are definitely excited about this, so let's see where we at with it. Now, first on my list at number 10, I have Sonia DeVille. Now, Sonia did just get back to the WWE after an extensive amount of time gone. We know why, but she returned and she put together a nice team around her. Now, we've heard the complaints. People don't like the name of the squad, the Pure Fusion Collective. But when you look at the team as one, as a complete unit, Sonia DeVille is actually leading a great team. You have a great striker in Zoe Stark, and you also have the submission magician in Shayna Baszler. Now, you put a U.S. title on Sonia DeVille, it's going to take a lot to pull that title off Sonia DeVille if she's protected by them. We saw their potential with the intensity levels they had before they were named, and I think a lot of people just hate on the name. But when you look at them as a complete team, they have everything it takes to be tag team champions, and Sonia has everything it takes to lead a team and to hold a championship. I think putting the U.S. championship on Sonia only elevates her. That's why she lands at number 10. Coming in at number 9, the Poison Pixie and current speed champion Candace Laray. Candace has been trying to find her way on the main roster for quite a while now since she has been drafted, and she spent a lot of that time being in a tag team. Now that she's on her own, Candace can prove what she was able to prove down in NXT, that she is capable of being a great singles competitor. Once she hit that aggressive switch when she was in a tag team, you automatically started to see the change in the way that she was capable of wrestling. Now it's starting to translate on the main roster, which has been a great help to her and for people to see what she can really do. In NXT, she was a monster down there, and she showed she had great potential. On the main roster, we're starting to see the same thing. This is why she's at number 9. Up next, I got Dakota Kai coming in at number 8. Now, a lot of people have only seen Dakota Kai inside of Damage Control. Dakota Kai's potential is through the roof. She's had a few injuries, which has always been a setback for her whenever she starts to cook. So then when she returns, it's always a change in storyline, a change in direction. We never know where she's going to land, and then she has to pick up from where she left off. But if anybody has seen her NXT run, which I implore some of you to go back and watch, her heel turn against Tegan Knox is probably one of the best and probably one of the most brutal heel turns I've ever seen, especially during an NXT War Games match. That was absolutely fantastic. On the main roster, she hasn't been able to show that intensity like that. She comes back and does it in spurts. I was able to see her live at WrestleMania 39, which was amazing. She has yet to be able to display that type of talent on the main roster for the casual fans to see. So I think she might jump up on that list for a lot of people, but hey, go back and watch that NXT heel turn on Tegan Knox, and I think you'll have a different appreciation. And watch that feud. I think you'll change the way that you think about Dakota Kai. She deserves that slot at 8. Number 7 might come as a surprise to some people, as I have Natalya coming in at that number. Now, the reason I chose Natalya is because she's always dependable, and on top of it, Natalya trains a lot of the talent, and on top of that, if we're just going to talk about in-ring awareness and skill, Natalya meets everything across the board. So there's nothing that tells me Natalya can't hold down the U.S. title until she comes across someone who's that exceptional to where she loses the title to. I can see it now, her putting people in sharpshooters and holding that title down and making it mean something as being one of the first champions to hold it. So it will mean something to Natalya, and I think we might see something that we haven't seen out of her in years if you give her the opportunity to shine like that on the main roster once again, especially again as the first person to hold that mid-card title. That would also cement her legacy holding a mid-card title, which would carry on the Hart legacy just like her uncle as one of the greatest mid-card title holders of all time. Number six. Piper Niven. Now, Piper Niven, since she's come up to the main roster, has went through a few changes, especially whoever gave her that bad name Dewdrop, which we all want to forget. But that's neither here nor there. When they put her with Chelsea Green and changed her name, that's when everything changed for Piper Niven, and we got to see exactly what she was capable of doing. She is an absolute monster in the ring. She has charisma. She also could turn on that brutality switch at any minute during the match. So there's not very much that needs to be explained about Piper Niven and her capability and her trajectory, except put some gold on her. If not world championship, then mid-card title works perfectly fine, and then she will be able to elevate that title and show what more she's capable of. Okay, we've made it to the final 5, and the next one up at number 5 is Tiffany Stratton. Now, there's not much to say about Tiffany Stratton except that it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton already has the Money in the Bank briefcase, but that doesn't guarantee that she will win the title if she does cash in. She's my monkey wrench pick. No, I don't want her to cash in on the U.S. title. What I would like for her to do is use the U.S. title to further elevate herself as being someone who can carry a championship, similar to how Ultimate Warrior wore the Intercontinental title and challenged Hogan. Then, if all else fails, she still has the Money in the Bank, and she could run it right back right then and there and immediately start the match over and possibly win the title. It hasn't been done. We haven't seen it done. It's definitely some fantasy booking involved, but new championship, new rules, and why not try new things? So again, number 5, Tiffany Stratton. All right, we're down to the final 4, and coming in at number 4, we have Zelina Vega. If you haven't been frequenting social media, there is a Push Zelina movement. Now, me for one, I would love to see Zelina Vega with the title, as she always comes prepared and comes ready. She has improved so much over the years, especially since she's been with the LWO. Now, I'm not saying that I want to see her with the LWO during her title run. I would love in a perfect world for her to return with Andrade, but if she does go off on her own, I think that she could be a good person to hold that mid-card title. Why not Zelina? We know she's going to make it look good. But on top of that, we'll be able to see a lot more of what we saw when she faced off against Rhea Ripley one-on-one for the world title. So I think that Zelina Vega is definitely a good call, coming in at number 4 to win this title. You're never able to fully see what someone can do until they are given that opportunity. So please, let's give Zelina an opportunity for this. All right, we've made it to the top 3. Now, the order of this top 3 could have went any way, but I had to come down to how I felt about it, and personally, this is my list, so please, don't kill me for it. You guys can go out, make your own list on how you would book it, but this is the way I see it, again, as a disclaimer. At number 3, we got Chelsea Green. Now, Chelsea Green has been cooking for a while now. Chelsea has always been great, but then when she got paired with Piper Niven, something else happened, and since then, I've been a super fan of Chelsea Green. Now, I was one of the people that I'm pretty sure, much like everyone else, wanted to see her win Money in the Bank. So, I kind of have her in 2 different categories. I would love to see her win a world title, but also this U.S. championship would fit perfect for her. It's always going to be about the first who holds it and what legacy they leave behind with them with the title. We know Chelsea's going to glam the title. We know she's going to give us some great moments backstage. We know she's going to give us some great moments as she holds the title. We'll hopefully be able to see the Chelsea Green that I've seen on the independent circuit that can absolutely tear it up, that we haven't even seen in WWE yet. So Chelsea Green comes in at number 3. At number 2, I've got Michin. Michin has been a part of WWE for quite some time now, but over this past year, she's proven to the WWE Universe why she deserves to hold this mid-card title. If you haven't seen her on the main roster cooking, if you haven't seen her in NXT cooking, you have been missing out. She went from standing next to AJ Styles and the rest of the OC as a member of the OC, which I'm sure she still is, to also being able to stand on her own. And in one way or the other, she's become the street fight champ. And she continues to improve every time she gets in the ring, whether she's on the main roster or she goes down to NXT for a match. This is a far stretch of when she first came and was put a part of Retribution when they were brought up to the main roster. Now, she holds her own. She definitely is in the top contention to hold that U.S. title championship. So, number 2, Michin. All right, we've reached that number 1 spot. And at number 1, I've got Naomi. Naomi has been a part of the WWE Universe for years, and she has held gold before. But her best run as champion wasn't even in WWE. It was over in TNA. But now that she's back, Naomi has been in contention, but she hasn't delivered on winning the championship. For whatever reason, the Money in the Bank, the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, anything that you can think of, any match that she could have been in that would have put her in contention, or even having title matches, she wasn't able to win, like it wasn't her time yet. But Maybe this mid-card title might be able to show everyone what she is and still capable of. We all love Naomi. We all know that she's very deserving, not to mention to add to her accolades. When she made that move to leave WWE and she went over and signed with TNA as her first company to show what she could do, I believe that she held that company together and held it down to where more people wanted to join. Her star power brung in more people to wrestle, which has TNA thriving to this day. Now that's my word and how I feel. Everybody feels differently when it comes to wrestling, but this is just my opinion. So for the #1 spot to win this U.S. championship, I got Naomi. So in closing, I'd like to thank everybody for coming over to No Dirt Sheets to check out this list of mine. And please feel free to leave comments on what you think and who you would replace if you would, where you would place people if you want to change the list around just a little bit, and even leave who you would add to the title picture yourselves. I will be following this video up with a roundtable discussion with a few friends of mine that also make content. So look out for that. Once again, thank you for coming to NDS. I am King Leo Picasso, and y'all come back. Don't forget, you know what I'm saying? And we are still not a dirt sheet. We don't spread rumors, lies, and all that. We do live streams and we talk shit, but we're not a dirt sheet. We're not finna snitch on nobody. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to have fun and talk about wrestling. I don't know what y'all like to do. That ain't what we do, though. All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace.